I was the very first mentor of the safe spaces in this organization. That was in 2009. And my girls were the very first girls that were recruited. The way they behaved was very difficult for me. Very rowdy, and they fight a lot.
Gaskiya da lokacin da muka fara safe space muna 'yan ƙananu ne. Kuma malamanmu gaskiya ta yi haƙuri da mu saboda a lokacin ba mu san ciwon kanmu ba. Kuma yi muke shi ta koya mana yadda za mu iya karatu, mu rubuta abu.
Gradually, these girls became part of me. And that is where I am now, still working for those girls.
So yau darasinmu da zamu yi abin da ake kira trusting each other. Ku faɗi mu ji?
Trusting each other.
Okay. Abin da muka tattauna a nan mu ci tare, mu tsira tare, mu rufa tare. Kun yadda?
Yes. A mentor is a facilitator, she's a counselor, she's a teacher, she's a mother, she's an aunt, she's a friend. And what the mentor does is, first of all, gain the trust of the mentees so that the girls could be able to open up to her whenever they have any problems. She's the role model for the girls because we want the girls to see her as somebody that they can be like her in the future.
Consonant, go. Vowel.
A good mentor must be very patient, and she must be accommodating. She must be an active and good listener, and she must be passionate about the job. Because sometimes we say 2 hours, a mentor can spend more than 3 hours in a safe space.
Wa'innan yara na safe spaces gaskiya suna burge ni, kuma suna cikin zuciya na a koda yaushe. Saboda kafin a same su ni nake nemo su ma in ba da sunayensu wa'inda naga sun cancanta kuma suna bukatan a taimake su da su samu biyan bukata a rayuwarsu. Gaskiya ina son su.
The role that the mentor play in the community is that of an intermediary between parents and girls, between girls and their husbands, and between the girls and the community or religious leaders. When there is issue of forced marriage and the girl confided in the mentor, telling her that she doesn't want that marriage, the mentor goes to the mother to talk to her about it. And if she did not get the mother's support, she reports back to the organization so that we can be able to go see the mother and talk to her. And if it means meeting the community or religious leader, we do that too. Mostly we advertise and we talk to people that are in the education sector for them to recommend women that they know are passionate, that can be able to go through the stress of going to rural communities to be mentors. But in schools, mostly we use the female teachers. We talk to them through the head of the school. We came to tell you about our program, what we do in our organization, to solicit for your support and to get some of the female teachers that will train to become mentors and be part of our safe spaces. We have criteria too for selection. For example, the mentor must be somebody that people respect. The mentor must be somebody that is literate, and the mentor must be somebody that is passionate about girls and girls' education.
And the way I look at the program, it is quite benefiting. Okay. Yes, really. So you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
And you have my full support.
When we have teachers that are trained to be mentors, sometimes it is very difficult for them not to treat the girls the way they are used to treating their students in class. We always tell them that we are not recruiting them as teachers. We are recruiting them as mentors, to be more patient, to be more tolerant, to want to work more and closely with the girls. And why we enjoy that is because after training them, and they have their safe spaces, what they learn from the training, they impact in their other classes, which is very useful to everyone.
It's very good. Please clap for her.
The minimum qualification for a mentor is at least for her to have completed 12 years of schooling. In a situation where there is no literate mentor available, what is necessary is for the community to find somebody that is like vocal, for her to be strong and be able to like speak out for others. It is important if we have somebody that can be a mentor to come from the community, for the girls to see her as somebody who they know and who can be a role model and a mentor to them.
I feel happy and relieved to improve their lives. At least it's a change to them and also to me, because I will be the most proud person to say my girls are making it. My girls are coming up. My girls are improved. I love them. I love them.
Good morning, mentors. We are here for another session of our training. And we all know that this training is meant for you to be able to impact more on our girls. Is that right? Yes. The mentors are trained on how to be a good mentor, what a safe space is, and taking them through the curriculum step by step. Mostly the training is for 2 weeks. They must really understand the problems that the girl child faces. They must be able to understand that the girl is someone that is very valuable, that needs to be protected. They have a role to play to ensure that the girl reached her maximum potential. Most of our girls are vulnerable and they need help and they need alternative to early marriage. They need people to help them. People like you are their role models that they will look up to want to become like you. Ensure that you gain their confidence, you gain that trust so that they will always be willing to confide in you. When they feel that she's somebody that they can trust, there are 101 things that they can tell the mentor that they will not ever discuss with their mothers. And when they believe that they are safe with the mentor, you find out that the relationship is much more closer. You should be able to encourage them. Don't discourage any girl because she cannot write. You can say you are useless. Then you are killing her, isn't it? Yes. So encourage them no matter what. Even if they fail, encourage them because tomorrow they will be able to do better. Don't make decisions for the mentee. If a girl in your community say, I want to be the president of Nigeria, hail her. It's her dream. I hope you understand. You cannot say, why are you coming from this little community and you said you want to be the president? It is wrong. So allow her to dream big. And only God knows where her dream will take her to. It's not the duty of the mentor to be talking. You need to have listening ears, isn't it? You need to be an active listener, to be able to know what these girls want, for them to be able to speak up. And when they know that you are listening, they will always want to communicate, isn't it? For the reproductive health sessions that we have in the curriculum, it has to do with girls knowing their body, knowing how it grows, knowing the changes that happen. For example, for a girl, the menstruation, what happens, how she needs to take care of herself, issues that has to do with hygiene.
The topic of this training for today is menstruation. Every woman, when she reaches the age of puberty, she will start experiencing what we call menstruation.
It is good for a mentor to learn and be able to explain to the girls. It's challenging, but we have to do it. And like me, I am doing it, and I'm encouraging other mentors to do it. Because we don't want a situation where a different person or a different sex will explain to them.
You know, it's not everybody in the community that is buoyant enough to be able to afford the pad. So you can go with the rag.
Mostly it is important for girls to know this because it helps them to be able to take care of themselves better. They will be able to understand how they can protect themselves from anything that will tarnish their image or make them get pregnant out of wedlock or even to have sex out of wedlock. Sometimes some of the mentors are shy because initially when we started the safe spaces, when we were expanding, I have to be going from safe space to safe space to do the topic because most of the mentors would say I cannot mentor these girls on this. But with trainings and day-to-day exposure, most of our mentors now are very comfortable.
So what are we going to do to be able to treat the topic fully without having any problem with anybody?
Most of these communities who attend, most of them are Muslim communities. And it is being taught to them in their Islamia school. And in these Islamia schools, they teach them about what? Haila. And that's what they call menstruation in the Arabic word. Or you start teaching them about al-ada. You call the name that is associated to the community. For example, or religion. Haila, Wanki, al-ada, and several other local names for it.
Initially, when you start the reproductive health issues with the girls, you find them very shy, they don't want to talk, they will be giggling. But gradually, too, they too come to understand that it is very important for them to understand all this. The girl safeguarding policy is those policies that protect the girl child. For example, she shouldn't be abused, she shouldn't be beaten, she shouldn't be looked down on. The mentor should not be alone with the girl in an isolated place. The mentor should not take the girl home alone. We strictly adhere to the safeguarding policy. Anywhere that we find out that a mentor is abusive or she beats, it's a warning. And when she tries it again, we say, thank you, we'll look for another mentor. There is always a monthly meeting where all mentors come together to discuss about the curriculum and what happened in their various safe spaces. And this is because we want to understand how people were able to tackle challenges in their communities and how people were able to succeed in some of the safe space that others might find the topics difficult. The mentors are trained to improvise where you have little resources. For example, during numeracy, if they want to count, they can get stones or sticks to be able to do the counting with. Sometimes even the writing can be done in the sand where the mentor will draw and the girls will draw.
Okay, at least in a way, she's developing her psychomotor domain and you are helping her to speak.
It's like a network too for the mentors, for them to be able to build like a network of friendship. And if for any reason a mentor is not able to go to her space, she can liaise with another mentor to stand in for her, because we don't want a situation where the girls will be left without a mentor. For the mentor supervisors, what they do mostly is to go to the safe space and be at the safe space during the sessions. This is for them to be able to get the feedback back to the organization, and we get the information just as if you were there. Anybody reading will really understand what is happening in the safe spaces. And if there are issues where a mentor slipped her session or there were some mistakes, it's the mentor supervisor that will immediately draw the attention of the mentor. For example, to just tell her that she wants to have a word with her outside. Then she will explain that in so-so session there were some things that you skipped or anything. It's more of ensuring that everything is working fine in the safe space.
There is this problem of their parents sending them on errands. Even if we are having the session, they will not call them. They should go and buy this, they should get this for them, they should buy this, they go to so-so places.
Okay, you know what? We can go and meet the community head so that we can discuss that one with him. Yeah. So that he can call the parents and light them on the importance of what we are doing here, so that they will stop doing.
All right.
If the supervision is not there, sometimes you find out that what is expected to take place in the safe space don't normally take place. For example, a mentor can start late and she can close earlier, and the curriculum, it might not be delivered as it is supposed to be delivered. So the mentor supervisors mostly go unannounced, and every mentor is ready for any supervision because they know that anybody can come at any time. These mentors It's because they are passionate about the work. That is why they are there. Because the little stipend that is being paid to them, it's not anything that will motivate them to want to work for the money. But it is because of the change they see and the impact they are making as mentors that is motivating them to want to continue. So it's very satisfying.